We're going to grab this block. You're going to place that block in between your thighs. If you don't have a block, grab something that is lightweight but has some consistency to it that you can hold onto with your legs. Now keep your arms down for now. Try to roll your upper arm and your shoulders down onto the mat to open up the chest a bit. Feet are close to your butt, not too close and not too far away. Again, play with where those feet are. Adjust as your body needs it. You're going to scoot the pelvis under. You're going to lift the hips. You're going to peel the spine off. We're going to try to have the weight balanced on each side, and then we're going to roll down. We're doing a little bridge to strengthen your hamstrings. We're strengthening those inner thighs as well. But the more that we can strengthen the hamstrings and the inner thighs, the less we will be in those hips. We're also articulating through the back and through the spine. This block is here so that we engage those inner leg muscles, so that we don't press out and injure our knees or just put pressure on our knees. Feel free to go slower if you would like. Just do one more. Now, if you did not feel your hamstrings working, that's okay. Maybe your quads are stronger and they were doing most of the work. If we want to get into those hamstrings, however, so if you would like to, I'm going to take one leg off. We're going to try to stay balanced, and we're just going to lift up on one leg and then lower down. Lifting up, lower down. You can also start with both legs down and then lift one leg and lower and lift a couple times from there. Do about 3 on each side. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. 2 or 3 sets. Try not to let your knee waver from side to side. I'm going to try to stay nice and aligned, nice and parallel, so my left knee is not going to go side to side as I lower down or lift for that matter. If you want to stay lifted and change in the air, that is an option too. I'm thinking about keeping my hips as still as I can. Feel alright to feel your whole foot on the ground, especially the heel. Not really thinking about my leg in the air right now, focusing more on activating this bottom hamstring. So on your last one, have both feet down either as you roll down, or you can come down on one leg, keep both feet down, and then just do one more bridge with both feet down, just to center yourself out. And then rest for a moment. You can rock side to side. You can let the knees fall to one side and the other, taking that stretch again if you need it. We're going to do one more thing in this position. We're going to focus on our lower abdominals for this one. Lower abdominals are between your belly button and your pubic bone. So the more that we can strengthen those lower abdominals, the less we will be in our hips. So if at any point you feel the hips starting to grip, just rest for a moment and then get back into it. Super, super simple and easy. We're going to start with right leg in tabletop. Hips are going to stay even. The legs are staying parallel. I'm going to flex this foot so that I get more into the back of my leg than the front of my leg. Other option, shake that leg out a little if you feel the thigh or the hip starting to grip. So my hips are going to stay, my pelvis is going to stay. I'm breaking this down. If you've done this before with me and you know what we're doing, feel free to do the full thing. But we're starting with just one leg in tabletop. You're going to keep the shape of your leg. Keep that 90 degree angle. You're going to take your right heel to the ground, tap down, and lift right back up. Tap that right heel down, lift right back up. So my hips and my pelvis are not moving. Our pelvis wants to go with our legs a lot, but we're not letting it. We're strengthening the lower abdominals. This is a super simple, easy exercise so that the low abs have a chance to work. It's seemingly super simple and easy, I should say. Rest that right leg down for a minute. So your hip flexor, if it's tight, it's going to want to grip, and it's going to want to do the work. But we are trying to strengthen those lower abdominals until that hip flexor, you don't have to work. Switch legs when you're ready. Keep the bend of the knee as it is. You can have your hands on your hips if you would like as a little guide. As this one leg is working, tune into your supporting leg. My right leg is kind of wobbling side to side ever so slightly today. You want to try to stay stable on the supporting side without gripping anywhere. Picture that there is a string attached to your low abs and your thigh. And when it's time to bring that leg up, your exhale engages those abs, pull on that string, lift that leg. From your core to your thigh, that hip is not activated. When you're ready to take this one step further, we've got 3 different versions I'm going to show you today. Have both legs in tabletop. Flex those feet. Same thing, we're just going to alternate one side and then the other. Take an inhale as one heel goes down, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale lifts. That exhale pulls on that string, core, thigh, kind of like a marionette puppet. If you want to curl the head and the shoulders up, you can. That's going to activate your core even more, and that might help those lower abs. You can keep your arms down, you can reach the arms, you can take the hands behind, whatever you want to do. Make sure you're even on both sides, and then rest down. One more step to take this to, one more degree to take this to. If you're not feeling it, or if you want to challenge yourself. Legs in tabletop, feet are flexed, the legs are glued together. One leg is pressing into the other. Find some stability in that, in one leg pressing into the other. My tailbone is anchored down. I'm going to lower both legs, and then exhale to lift. You will not go as low. Your range of motion will be a little bit smaller with both legs. You want to go only until your pelvis starts to move. You don't want to let the pelvis move or your back arch. So if you're going, and that happens, that's too far. Don't go that far. So about halfway is a good place to start if you're choosing to take this option. You can curl up and stay lifted if you want as well. And then rest down when you're ready. Alright guys, one more thing to show you. If you have a theraband, grab that. If you don't, it can all be done without, that's fine. If you have that theraband and have it be long, you're going to have it underneath your thighs, and you're going to tie it. You're going to wrap it around your thighs, and then we're just going to tie it. We're going to tie it, and we're going to hope that this theraband doesn't break, because I haven't used it in a while. We're going to see what happens. So, just have the knot not be on like this side of your leg. So we're going to make our way to the right side of your body. We're going to lie down. We're going to have those knees bent in that same tabletop position, except now we're to the side. Grab something for your head if you need it, or hold your head up with your right hand. Right leg is on the ground, left leg is stacked on top. Abs are working to keep the stability. You want to try to have your shoulders and hips in line. You want to keep your pelvis still. You can do a few things here. You're going to lift that top leg hip height. You're going to flex your foot. You're going to take your leg towards the back and towards the front. Towards the back and towards the front. Staying hip height, staying parallel. Get a little tension in that band. Press that right leg down a little bit. Just going to do a couple more for now. This left hand is on the ground. If you need it, you can have it on your hip. You're can have it towards the ceiling, overhead. You can add a little coordination if you want as well. We're going to add a rotation to this. You're going to turn your leg out, carry your leg towards the back, and then come parallel to come forward. So I'm rotating within the hip. Top of my thigh is rotating, my hip is not. I'm going to do 2 more in this direction. This band provides resistance so that you work a little harder, but all of this can be done without the band, and I think it's totally, you still get in there. So we've reversed. You're going to go parallel back, rotate to come forward. Abs are working. My bottom leg is pressing down a bit. One more. And then rest that leg down. Feel free to do that again on this side. You can try it without the band if you have one, and just see how it differs. We're going to do the other side. But again, feel free to do all of that again, doing about 5 or 10 parallel, and then 5 rotating in each direction, and you can do 2 or 3 times through. You can alternate, do one side and then the other, and then one side and the other also. So we're on our left side. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, ribs are closed, abs are working, and in. Left hand can be supporting the head, right hand is where you need it to be. Lift that right leg parallel hip height. Try not to lift the hip. Take that right leg towards the back and towards the front. Make sure that your left hip is directly underneath you. If you have bony hips and you need a little extra cushioning, feel free to grab something to lay on. Try to keep the bend of your right knee as it is. Like, don't bring your foot closer to your butt or anything like that. I'm going to add that rotation now. So my right thigh is rotating within the hips to go towards the back. And then forward. Going back. And forward. If your band is like rolling up on you and getting annoying, just do it without. Core is activating when my leg goes back so that my body does not go forward. In opposition, I'm going to reverse this direction. Parallel to the back, lifting just the leg, not the hip, as I come forward. Be careful that you're not rushing through these. Whew, let's do one more. And then resting down. Feel free to repeat that on both sides. And if you have one side that was tighter than the other, feel free to do it a little bit more on that side. So we're going to take this band off. Set that down. And do our figure 4 stretch from before. One more time, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Hold on to the back of the left leg or the shin. You want to get deeper. Cross that right leg further. Hold on to the shins. Reach your butt towards the ground as you pull against your legs. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And take this stretch as long as you need, at least like 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, uncross. And then switch sides. Cross left leg over right. Hold on to the back of the right leg or the right shin. Gently press that left leg open. Try to keep the natural curves of your spine. So there should be a little bit of space between your low back and the ground, and then there's a little bit of space between your neck and the ground as well. If you want that deeper stretch, you'll cross the left leg further, reach for the shins. And uncrossing. Feel free to do any other stretching that you may need. When you're ready, come on up.